Tornado watches late today. Millions now where there are already water rescues underway. And questions tonight for this bus driver driving through several feet of water. Rob Marciano standing by on where the storms hit tonight. The deadly school shooting, and this evening this question: did a security guard accidentally fire on sheriff's deputies and a student? And that moment on TV, the little boy describing at just 12 what it's like to prepare to defend yourself. The president firing back tonight after his son Don Jr. is subpoenaed by the Republican-led Senate Intelligence Committee. The newly released body cam video tonight, the deadly police shooting, 2 officers chasing a suspect, both shooting. What's happened now to the officers? The discovery inside that home, more than 1,000 guns, and what we've now learned tonight. New images this evening, the deadly explosion that killed 1 and injured many, a building collapsing. Tonight, the bus driver, you can see him holding his ears after the explosion. And Prince Harry holding that onesie today, his first trip as a new dad. And what he said today about losing his own mom. It moved many.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a very busy Thursday night. And we begin tonight with the U.S. seizing that North Korean ship, and it comes not long after North Korea launched those short-range ballistic missiles. It's the second weapons test in just a matter of days. The U.S. taking action for the first time in seizing a ship belonging to North Korea. And as you know, the president has stood on the world stage with Kim Jong-un twice now, holding those summits. So tonight, where does this turn next? ABC's chief global affairs correspondent Martha Raddatz leading us off.
Tonight, this massive North Korean cargo ship now under American control. The first time the U.S. has ever seized a North Korean cargo vessel for violating U.S. sanctions. Found off the coast of Indonesia, one of a fleet of so-called ghost ships, which prosecutors say was illegally and secretly transporting huge shipments of coal, forbidden under the strict sanctions imposed to force the North to give up its nuclear weapons. The Justice Department announcing the seizure just hours after Kim Jong-un oversaw the launch of 2 short-range ballistic missiles, and just days after he fired a volley of missiles and rockets, the first public missile test since Kim met President Trump in Singapore nearly 1 year ago. In response to Saturday's launch, President Trump tweeting that Kim knows that I am with him and does not want to break his promise to me. Deal will happen. But today, after that second round of missiles, the president has changed his tone.
We're looking at it very seriously right now. Nobody's happy about it. I know they want to negotiate. They're talking about negotiating, but I don't think they're ready to negotiate.
Not only that, but with these provocations, Kim leaves open the possibility he may begin nuclear or long-range missile tests once again.
Martha Raddatz with us live tonight. Martha, you and I have traveled to those summits together, and I know there is news tonight. The president now nominating Patrick Shanahan to officially become defense secretary. He's been in an acting capacity for months now. This all comes amid these rising tensions, not only with Iran and Venezuela, but now tonight, North Korea as well, Martha. And as you point out, the president saying no one is happy about this.
No one is happy in the administration, David, because it is hard to see how these two sides get back to the table unless Kim stops these provocative tests. He is clearly ramping up pressure and demonstrating with these mobile launched missiles that he's gaining greater capabilities, and as of right now has done absolutely nothing to rid his nation of nuclear weapons. David.
All right, Martha Raddatz leading us off tonight. Martha, thank you. There are new questions tonight after that deadly school shooting in Colorado. Law enforcement tonight is now investigating whether a security guard on the scene fired his weapon, possibly hitting sheriff's deputies or a student by accident. And tonight you will hear the young student, just 12, who describes what it's like during a shooting when you have to think, how will I defend myself? Here's ABC's chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman now.
Amidst the screaming sirens and the chaos of that STEM school shooting,
shots fired in the school.
Tonight, we learn law enforcement is investigating whether a guard the school hired from a private company may have mistakenly opened fire on police and whether one of his stray bullets hit a student. Police have hailed the guard, a former cop, as a hero for helping to subdue one of the shooters.
That person was taken into custody and stopped by the security guy at the same time our deputies came in.
His company, Boss High Level Protection, told ABC News its guards are permitted to open fire only when there's a threat to life. The company unaware of the friendly fire accusations.
He took every measure in his power to prevent further harm to the students, and I think he's a hero.
Tonight we're hearing about those terrifying moments inside the classrooms. One frightened student texting his parents, unsure if he would ever make it out.
I said, Dad, I love you, just in case.
But ultimately, it was Erickson's classmates who stopped the shooting. One of them was 18-year-old Kendrick Castillo, who was due to graduate tomorrow. He barreled into one of the gunmen. His classmate, Brendan Bailey, also took down the suspect, remembers Kendrick's bravery.
Kendrick is like a bowling ball when he gets moving, and it is very hard to stop that kid when he starts going.
Turns out even some of the younger students at the kindergarten through 12th grade school were preparing not to run, but to fight.
I was hiding in the corner, and they were right outside the door. I had my hand on the metal baseball bat, just in case, because I was going to go down fighting if I was going to go down.
The host taken aback that children as young as 12 are thinking of self-defense.
Nate, and again, how old are you?
I'm 12.
12.
Just incredible, Matt. That boy, just 12 years old, calmly talking about how he was ready to defend himself and his fellow classmates. And Matt, you've learned more about a letter from a parent who called the school a few months back expressing concern that the school could see a, quote, repeat of Columbine because of issues involving bullying.
It's a letter, David, that documents a phone call made anonymously by a woman claiming to be the mother of a senior here at this school. And she says she documents a very troubled school full of kids who were self-harming, full of violence, all in a high-pressure environment. She said that it was creating a perfect storm for another Columbine-like mass school shooting. That letter, David, has been conveyed to the sheriff's office.
All right,
David.
Matt Gutman with us again tonight. Thank you, Matt. We are also watching severe weather at this hour. Tornado watches late today, and they are expecting nearly a foot of rain in some places tonight where they already have been seeing water rescues. Damage from an EF1 tornado. This is in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Winds at least 86 miles an hour. People rescued by boat from flooded homes near Shreveport, Louisiana. And this alarming image tonight, this was captured by a student riding a school bus near Houston as they pull through several feet of water. Questions for that driver tonight, and there will be rain from D.C. up through New York City tomorrow. We have the track, and ABC's Maggie Rulli is in Houston tonight.
Tonight, that powerful storm marching east, bringing another punishing round of severe weather to millions. Southeast of Little Rock, a tornado ripping apart this apartment building. 9 people injured.
When you look at the damage and not to have more people hurt, we're very blessed.
East of Shreveport, Louisiana, first responders rescuing residents from flooded homes. This as terrifying videos now emerging showing a school bus driving kids through floodwaters earlier this week outside Houston. The district telling us everyone is okay and that they're reviewing the incident. Residents in nearby communities now dealing with the destruction that water left behind.
I've lost everything.
Some 400 homes flooding in Kingwood alone. Southeast Texas is now bracing for more rounds of rain. In Rosenberg, we meet Chris Vorse packing up his family's home.
So why did you decide to evacuate this time?
We're just trying to err on the side of caution this year. It's better to get our stuff out now than be in the water and try to get it out.
And David, we've already gotten up to 10 inches of rain here in the Houston area. And look, that's been enough for this river to overflow, flooding these roadways. And now we're gearing up for another 6 to 10 inches of rain here. And David, that's making flash floods a major concern.
All
David?
right, Maggie, we're thinking about everyone there in Houston tonight. Thanks to you. And let's get right to meteorologist Rob Marciano tracking it again for us tonight. Hey, Rob.
Hi, David. The back half of the system being reinforced by cold air that brought snow to Denver and Minnesota. Now more severe thunderstorms to South Texas. Here it is on the radar. You see that watch up for San Antonio and Laredo. That congeals over Houston tonight. But Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Mobile, you're getting it right now. The northern part of this system does accelerate. The mid-Atlantic, the Carolinas, the Northeast tomorrow, you'll get some showers and storms. But over Houston, that wave, several more pulses of rain coming tonight and Saturday during the day. Flash flood watches for Southeast Texas, much of Louisiana, 6 to 10 inches of additional rainfall over some of the same areas, flooding a concern right through the weekend. David?
Rob Marciano, our thanks to you again tonight, Rob. President Trump is firing back tonight after saying he was, quote, very surprised that his son Donald Trump Jr. was subpoenaed by the Republican-led Senate Intelligence Committee. Our John Carl today asking the president, should his son fight that subpoena? And will the president allow Robert Mueller to testify?
The president today strongly defended his son, expressing irritation that Donald Trump Jr. was subpoenaed.
Mr. President, as you saw, the Senate Intelligence Committee has subpoenaed Don Jr. That's the Republican-led Senate Intelligence Committee. What do you make of that?
Well, I was very surprised. My son is a good person. My son testified for hours and hours. My son was totally exonerated by Mueller, who, frankly, does not like Donald Trump, this Donald Trump. And frankly, for my son, after being exonerated, to now get a subpoena to go again and speak again after close to 20 hours of telling everybody that would listen about a nothing meeting, yeah, I'm pretty surprised.
So should he fight that? Should he fight that subpoena?
Well, we'll see what happens. I'm just very surprised. I really am.
Trump Jr. appeared before the committee back in 2017, but there are now questions about whether he testified truthfully. He never spoke with special counsel Robert Mueller, who notes in his final report Trump Jr., quote, declined to be voluntarily interviewed.
Will you allow Robert Mueller to testify in Congress?
Well, I'm going to leave that up to our very great Attorney General, and he'll make a decision on that.
But this comes just 24 hours after the president asserted executive privilege to block Congress from getting access to the full Mueller report. He also wants to block White House counsel Don McGahn from testifying. And his Treasury Secretary is refusing to give House Democrats the president's tax returns. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi says White House stonewalling amounts to a constitutional crisis.
He is every day demonstrating more obstruction of justice and disrespect for Congress's legitimate role.
So let's get to John Carl with us live tonight from the White House. And John, the president's son still has not responded to that subpoena?
No word from Donald Trump Jr. or his legal team. But if he decides to fight this subpoena, it's unclear how much leverage the committee would have. The next step would be to hold him in contempt of Congress, and that would require a vote of the Senate. And David, it is hard for me to imagine that the Republican-controlled Senate would vote to hold the president's son in contempt.
All right, watching it all. John Carl at the White House. John, thank you. We're going to turn next tonight to the newly released body cam video of a deadly police shooting in Anaheim, California. 2 officers firing more than 70 rounds, much of it right through their windshield as they chase a suspect through a neighborhood filled with families. The deputy police chief is now calling their behavior, quote, deeply disturbing. And here's ABC's Will Carr.
Stop! Hey, stop the car! Stop the car, dude! Tonight, newly released body camera video shows 2 Anaheim officers responding to a call about a man on drugs with a gun and a knife. When the man drives off, the officer opens fire, unloading his gun through the windshield while chasing 50-year-old Eliuth Nava through a neighborhood packed with families.
He's pointing the gun backwards at us and then at himself.
At one point, he warns about shooting into the busy neighborhood.
Hold on, Citron. Too much traffic here, buddy.
But then fires out of the window anyway. The chase ends in an intense hail of gunfire.
Get down! Get down!
Both officers fired 76 shots in all, ultimately killing Nava,
Hold on.
who authorities say was high on drugs and had an air pistol. Tonight, one officer has been fired. The other is on administrative leave. The district attorney is calling the shooting both alarming and irresponsible, but says neither officer will be charged because they both thought lives were in danger. David.
All right, Will Carr tonight. Will, thank you. We have new reporting after the pictures as we were on the air last night here. The arsenal found inside a home in Los Angeles. You remember this image. More than 1,000 weapons discovered inside. Well, tonight, what we've learned, ABC's Adrian Bankert on the scene for us.
Tonight, the man accused of stockpiling more than 1,000 weapons at a mansion in one of America's wealthiest neighborhoods is out of jail.
I've never seen so many weapons in my career of 31 years.
The LAPD and ATF now investigating whether 57-year-old Gerard Damian Saenz was allegedly selling numerous assault weapons, rifles, and ammunition from this lavish Holmby Hills neighborhood, and why.
Beyond comprehension that somebody can have so many weapons in a residence like this, in a neighborhood such like this.
Police serving a warrant after receiving a tip.
The Gang Narcotics Division and the ATF received a complaint that the individual at this residence was selling illegal weapons.
Authorities claim the suspect was manufacturing firearms illegally inside the home that is owned by a woman once romantically linked to an heir of the Getty fortune.